Nowadays, people are arguing about what is the best looking modern laptop. Someone might say it's the MacBook Pro, or maybe some MSI gaming laptop, or maybe even Surface. But what is the best looking laptop from all time that many people can agree on? I'm Piperi, and today we will be answering to that question. The short answer to this question is this. Aluminium PowerBook G4. Now why is that? Well, there are multiple reasons to it, but to put it simply, it's the design. My model is the 15-inch PowerBook G4 early 2005 aka PowerBook 5,6. It has 1.67 GHz PowerPC G4 CPU, 1 GB of DDR something RAM. It's upgradable to 2 GB, but sadly mine has the other RAM slot broken, so I'm stuck at 1 GB. GPU is ATI Mobility Radeon 9700, 64 megabytes. The hard drive on my model is 80 gigabytes and it's 5400 RPM. It can be quite slow, but to be honest, for the OS that I have here, Mac OS X Leopard 10.5.8, it's okay. I also have dual booted on Linux Debian 8.11, but I don't use it that much. It's just there, so I can say that I have Linux on my Epic PowerBook, because I really don't even know how to use Linux that much. Now let's go over the usability on the macOS side, because as I already said, I am not a very good Linux user, so I don't really know how I could maybe get better performance. But let's go over to the word processing first, because that's a simple task. So word processing is possible with outdated applications. For my choice is Apple Pages or maybe Apple Works. However, there is much better solution, which is the web and Google Docs. Google Docs actually works surprisingly well as for a web application. It's basically the only modern piece of word processing application that you can get, and you can use most of the features of it, like drive syncing on it. Now also some other Google apps such as Sheets and Slides and even Forms are possible to do. However, you have to have a lot of patience and you can't really work with that big projects, because if you do, then it will start to lag a lot. Now YouTube actually works also pretty well. 240p is for me the sweet spot, and it works. It works quite smoothly.
Wait, is that a real picture? I think it's a real photo of a deer that probably jumped into a pool and then just thrashed around and drowned. So jeez, is that true? That's delightful.
But if you're using TensorFlow, which has a lot of plugins and extensions to make YouTube and others work better, you can download something like QuickTime Enabler, which allows you to even play 720p videos from YouTube on QuickTime. Like, you just right click the YouTube videos website. Now some videos do work in 720p. Well, I'm not really sure why it does this, but some videos don't work, but some do really well. Like, it's so weird.
What is that actually happened? Of course it happened. I think this is a reflection of how, like, just... Oh my god!
yeah, basically 720p YouTube is possible with extension. Now, other video playback, QuickTime playing offline works pretty well and in 720p and even 1080p. iTunes actually works also considerably well. You can watch 720p movies no problem. Also, iTunes music playback or music playback in general is pretty damn good thanks to the stereo surround firing speaker setup. Bass isn't that great, it's kind of flat, but it gets pretty loud and I could live with it. Now, gaming is possible with some older titles like Unreal Tournament, and Minecraft is also possible. I don't own a lot of board PC games, so I have just these two games, Unreal Tournament 2004 and Minecraft 1.5.2. They run at 20 FPS pretty well. You can install maybe some patches to the Unreal Tournament to get better performance, but in my opinion it's playable. I have got used to 20 FPS pretty well, so I don't see a problem with it. Now, specs don't speak much for the looks, but there is a reason why I made this video, and that's because of the design. Now let's start with the aluminum thick body that has basically all the I/O that it needs. The last model of this had a titanium body, but it was prone to cracking. Now this also has some cracking issue, but we'll get into that later on. But anyways, I don't like the titanium that much. That's why many people choose that over. But I don't like it because it looks kind of plastic in my opinion. It looks just painted plastic, to be honest. It's not that great in my opinion. The keyboard is also really good. Like, I would still pick this keyboard over like the new Butterfly keyboard. This has a lot of travel. It's this beautiful silver color and it's also really well backlit and it just goes well with the design. And kind of the star of the show of this design basically is the beautiful matte display that has thin bezels. The display itself is this kind of matte 1280 by 854. It isn't exactly retina, but to be honest, I don't mind it. The later models, or the late 2005 model, shipped with the same resolution display that my MacBook Air basically has, which is 1444 or 40 by 900. And it's probably better, but it's just 46 pixels better, to be honest, kind of, if you know what I mean. But I don't mind the display or the resolution. I like the matte finish on it and also the thin bezels. The bezels are actually thinner than the current MacBook Pros even, like just a little bit. And the bezels are about 2 times thinner than on my MacBook Air, which is pretty good. And I personally really like aluminum bezels. Now, there were 2 design flaws that maybe why some people might like the titanium PowerBook G4 more. One of the biggest ones is the aluminum on top of the disk drive kind of bends in. As I said before, the kind of crackling thing. Now, no, this does not have a hinge cracking issue, or at least I don't think so. But it has the plastic pieces that go around the device. They can crack, you know, they hold the aluminum pieces together because this is not unibody design. This just has these aluminum pieces kind of. Now, even though my computer here is in pretty bad shape, as you might see from the B-roll, it doesn't have the cracking issue, it just has the plastic kind of scratched. So I don't think it's that huge of an issue. Well, the bezels on the 2006 MacBook Pros are actually thicker, like at least the top bezel. Now yes, the thin aluminum bezels still look pretty good on the MacBook Pro side, but they're just not as thin. Now also why I didn't choose 2006 MacBook Pro over this thing is kind of just the fact that this is PowerPC. PowerPC has that kind of weird vibe to it that it just wants you to get on the computer and see if something from the modern world still works. Like, I have a lot of fun testing things like YouTube and stuff, that do they still work and what are the limits in 2019 of this device. And with the MacBook Pro, you can't get it because it's just an Intel machine. You can just put something like El Capitan on it and, you know, play Minecraft and stuff. Now, not maybe that good of an performance, but you get the idea. Now, you PowerPC users know what I'm talking about. Now, what about the pricing? How much did my model cost? It was $200 or euros. Yeah, around that. I bought it from UK eBay. The seller didn't know much info about this, but I think still that about the price that I got this with, you can probably buy with $200 also. Something like these machines if you really want to. I don't know is that really even is that cheap or high price, but you know, you can decide yourself. This can also get costly if like you decide to get something that's like really rare. For example, my model was the only one sold in eBay at that time, which was pretty strange that I got this for this low amount of money. But I guess if you really want to, you can spend some time searching on deals and stuff. Now, this is it. This is the video. Thank you for watching. This was fun to make video. I love my PowerBook. And that's why I wanted to make this video. Thank you for 25 subscribers on this tech channel. That's why I kind of put more work into this video. But yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.